So the next part, that is the classification of antiarrhythmic drugs. So generally antiarrhythmic drugs, they are classified into four types. That is class 1 antiarrhythmic drugs, class 2 antiarrhythmic drugs, class 3 antiarrhythmic drugs, class 4 antiarrhythmic drugs. The class 1 antiarrhythmic drugs, they are responsible to block the sodium channel. Class 2, generally the beta antagonist or beta adenosine receptor antagonist. These drugs comes under the class 2. Class 3, which can prolong the action potential and the refractory period. And class 4, they are the calcium channel blockers, or you can say they are the calcium channel antagonist. Again, class 1, they are classified to 1A, 1B, and 1C depending upon their action. Okay, now here the impulse or PQRST system, you can found that this is this part is phase 0. So in the phase 0, class 1, it is the sodium channel blockers act. In this phase 2, class 4, that is the calcium channel antagonist act. In this part, that is the phase 0, phase 3 part, there is a third one, that is the class 3 antiarrhythmic drugs works. And at the phase 4, beta blockers, or you can say class 2 antiarrhythmic drug works. So in this way, the antiarrhythmic drugs, they are classified to four types, that is the class 1, class 2, class 3, and class 4. Okay, so again class 1, we have say they are again classified into three types. So they are responsible to block the sodium channel. So the class 1, they are classified into class 1A. This class 1A moderately depress the phase 0. So class 1, they act on the phase 0. So subclass 1A, they are moderately act on the phase 0 depression, or they moderately depress the phase 0. So they are having the moderate activity. Okay, they can prolong the repolarization, they increase the duration of action, and drug include is quinidine, procainamide, diisopyramide. So these are the drugs which comes under the class 1A. So the class 1A is the moderately acting drug. Okay, and they are also responsible to prolong repolarization, and it can increase the duration of action potential. Now class 1B, it is weak. So class 1A is the moderate, class 1B, it is a weak phase 0 depression. It shorter the depolarization. So the class 1, it increases the repolarization. Here it shorten the depolarization. Okay, and it decrease action potential. So you can found that in class 1A, it increase the action potential. In class 1B, they decrease the action potential. It shorten the depolarization, and they are weak activity as compared to the 1A. And drugs comes are the lignocaine, which is also the local anesthetic. Then mexiletine, it is the derivative of lignocaine. Phenytoin, the anticonvulsant drug, this comes under the class 1B. Now next is the class 1C. So it is the high activity as compared to the class 1A and class 1B. That is, it is having the strong phase 0 depression. Depolarization वर कुठलाही इफेक्ट होत नाही आणि ऍक्शन पोटेन्शियलवर कुठलाही इफेक्ट होत नाही. सो इट इज द स्ट्रॉंगली ऍक्टिंग, it strongly depress the phase 0, and it includes the drugs flecainide, propafenone. So these drugs comes under these parts. Then next class, that is the class 2 beta blockers. So in the class 2, these are the beta blockers which block the beta adrenergic receptor. Okay, so they having the major two functions. First one, they block the myocardial beta receptor. So in the heart muscles, there is a beta receptors are present, which are responsible for the contraction of the heart muscles or the contraction of the smooth muscles. So when we are giving the beta blockers, instead of contraction, they causes the relaxation of muscles so that the blood pressure or the blood flow through that it decreases, and hence the hypertension brings to the normal blood pressure. And second one, they having the direct effect, that is the direct membrane stabilizing effect related to the sodium channel blockers. So they perform by two functions, that is the directly blocking as well as they block the sodium channel function. So examples are beta blockers, propranolol, metoprolol, atenolol, sotalol, timolol, ismolol. So all these examples comes under the beta blockers. Then class 3, that is the potassium channel blocker. So this potassium channel blocker, it blocks the potassium channel, and when the potassium channel is blocked, there is no efflux of, so this is inside the membrane there is negative charge, outside there is a positive charge. So when potassium channel opens, potassium channel is the intracellular part. Okay, so when the potassium channel opens, the efflux of potassium takes place. So outside positive charge increases, inside negative charge increases. So the potential difference between extracellular or intracellular membrane increases, and what it happens, it causes the hyperpolarization. Okay, if we block this potassium channel, then what happens? There is no entry of potassium or no efflux of potassium from inside the cell to the outside the cell, and hence there is no repolarization takes place. So it affects the step, that is the repolarization step. Okay, so in this way it delays the action potential, it prolong the action potential. Okay, so what this class 3 potassium channel blocker they do, they delay the repolarization and prolong the refractory period. So that is the main function of potassium channel blockers. By blocking this, there is no efflux of potassium, so the membrane potential remain as it is. Class 4, that is the calcium channel blockers. So already we know that for the contraction of heart muscles or the smooth muscles, calcium is required. If calcium is blocked, if unavailability of calcium, there is no contraction of the smooth muscles or the heart muscle takes place. Hence, these calcium channel blockers are given. So calcium channel blockers, verapamil, diltiazem, nifedipine. So all these drugs they comes under the calcium channel blocker. So next, so the drug is quinidine. So that is the structure of drug quinidine. It is a isomer. It is a naturally obtained. Okay, it is derived from bark of cinchona tree. Okay, it is antiarrhythmic drug. It is the stereoisomer of quinine, which is anti-malarial drug. Okay, so what is the role of this one? It increases the action potential, duration, as well as the prolonged QT interval. So it is class 1 in sodium channel blocker. So depending upon that, it will perform its function. Okay, we have already seen what is the sodium channel blocker, how it acts. So it blocks sodium channel. If sodium channel blocks, okay, now inside negative channel, negative, outside positive. So that is the polarization takes place. So in the polarization is resting state takes place. Then sodium channel opens, this potassium, this positive charge, it comes inside the cell. So inside there is a negative charge decreases, outside there is positive charge decreases. So the potential difference between them decreases. So it leads to the depolarization. ओके, बाहेरचा पॉझिटिव्ह चार्ज कमी होणार, आतला निगेटिव्ह चार्ज कमी होणार, दोघांच्या मधला पोटेन्शियल डिफरन्स कमी होणार. कमी झालं, इट विल लीड टू द depolarization. Okay, but when sodium channel blocks, there is no entry of sodium from outside the cell into the cell. So the outside positive charge remain as it is, inside negative charge remain as it is. So there is no depolarization. So they are responsible to decrease the polarization state. Okay, so they decrease atomicity, conduction, prolong repolarization. Polarized state जास्त काळ ते ठेवतं, so it is repolarization. Depolarization, जर पॉझिटिव्ह चार्ज जास्त असेल, आत निगेटिव्ह चार्ज जास्त असेल, it will remain in polarization or repolarization state as there is no entry of positive charge from outside the cell into the cell. Okay, so they are useful in the treatment of atria and ventricular arrhythmia. Okay, so this is the drug we need in. So this is the mechanism of action of sodium channel blocker. Normally what happens, this is sodium channel blocker, this activation gate is there, this activation gate go far from the middle part so that sodium can easily enter through the system. Again, when optimum amount of sodium it will enter, again this closing of gate takes place. Okay, so the drug, they bind to this part and they prolong the closing of gate. So gate does not open, hence sodium channel will not enter inside the cell. In this way, the sodium channel blocker, it blocks the entry of sodium. हे जे गेट आहे हे बंद करतात. गेट बंद केले की सोडियमची एंट्री आहे ती होऊ शकत नाही. So these are the structures of procainamide, diazopyrimide, lidocaine, mexiletine, propafenone. These are the comes under the class 1 antiarrhythmic drugs. Now, class 2 antiarrhythmic drugs, these are the beta blockers. They are responsible as a symphytolytic system. They block the beta receptor. So beta receptor, they are present in the heart muscles, in the smooth muscles. Okay, and after blocking these in the heart and these muscles, they are responsible for the smooth muscle relaxation. Okay, and due to that, they brings heart to the normal rhythm. They also effect to depress the calcium influx through beta receptor blockers. So these are the functions of class 2 beta receptor blockers. So examples of propranolol and sotalol. Sotalol is also the potassium channel. It acts on also the potassium channel. So they are the beta 1 receptor which are present in the heart to increase the SA node, AV node. All these things are there, and it will result into the cardiac output. Similar function of the sotalol, it is present in the isomer, that is the positive and the negative. It is the oral drug, and it also prevent the reoccurrence of ventricular arrhythmia. So this is the propranolol, this is the sotalol. They decrease automaticity, prolong AV conduction, reduce the heart rate, decrease the contractility. So the heart muscles, they consist of the beta blockers. When they block the beta receptor, the beta blockers, they are responsible to inhibit the contraction of the heart. So contractility decreases, heart rate also reduces. It will cause the prolonged AV conduction and it depress the automaticity, that is the contraction of the heart muscles. The next one, that is the class 3 drug, that is the amiodarone. They are responsible to cause prolongation of action potential. It results into the effective refractory period prolongation. They are responsible to block the potassium channel. Now what happens, inside the cell negative charge, outside there is a positive charge takes place. So the potassium ions are the intracellular ions, they are present inside the cell. When the potassium channel opens, the positive charge ion potassium efflux takes place from inside the cell to the cell, and when the efflux takes place outside cell, positive charge increases, inside cell negative charge increases. It will lead to the hyperpolarization. Okay, but when the potassium channel antagonist are given or blocker are given, so there is no efflux of potassium channel from inside the cell to the outside the cell, and it blocks this potassium channel efflux. So outside there is a positive charge remain as it is, inside there is negative charge remain as it is. Okay, so it prolongs the duration of action potential. Then class 4 calcium channel blocker, we will going to see detail in the next chapter what is the calcium channel blocker. So for calcium, for the contraction of the heart muscle, smooth muscle, calcium is required. If we are giving the calcium channel blocker, it avoids the contraction of the heart muscles, or it brings down the contractility of the heart. It will lead to the normal rhythm of the heart. So the diltiazem, verapamil, these are the two examples. They causes a prolongation of refractory period in AV node and decreases the conduction. And how it decreases the conduction? By decreasing the contraction of heart muscle. As well as we have seen PQRST system, this calcium is also responsible to cause the depolarization. If calcium channel blockers are given, it will decreases the depolarization. Okay, so in this way, this class 4 calcium channel blocker works.